So, of course, you've been asked this 100 times already, but I gotta ask you too. Is it true that you found out you were in a Cloverfield movie around the same time the rest of the world did?
Basically. I mean, I was aware that there was this sort of spiritual connection between the films, and that was something that was talked about on set and talked about, before I came on to the film. But I wasn't aware that it was going to have the connection in the title, so
Right.
I didn't know it would have such a clear tie-in the way that it does now.
Bad Robots movies are notorious for being so secretive and everything. And did you find that to be the case when you were on set and even pre-production?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely just kind of the name of the game for Bad Robot, and I kind of knew that going into it, so it wasn't, super shocking for me. It was very like, here's the script, it's going to be all in red with watermarks all over it, you can't copy it, you can't give it to anyone. You just kind of know, just knowing the reputation of how they work, that if you let anything leak, it's probably not going to be very good for
Right.
you. So nobody had to explain that to me. I just kind of knew that going in.
Now, were you able to talk to your family and friends about it?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I mean there was no rules, there was no mandate. It was just kind of more, it's the kind of film you don't want to spoil.
Right.
And I think the reason that Bad Robot does that is because most of their films are those kinds of films. You don't want all the information getting out because it ruins the experience of watching the movie. So it's less of a order and more of just like a hope that
Right.
you'll be able to preserve the experience for the audience.
And so much of the movie takes place in the one location. It's just the three of you actors, almost like a play-like atmosphere.
Yeah.
What was the atmosphere like on set day to day?
It was so great. I mean, just to have the opportunity as an actor to work with, these two incredible actors, John Goodman, who I've looked up to my entire life, and John Gallagher Jr., who's one of my favorite actors right now. It was just like sitting and watching a master class on acting every day. So I couldn't have hoped for a better situation just from that perspective. And then sometimes you'd forget, oh yeah, this also takes place against the backdrop of this much bigger scope
Right.
idea. So it was a great kind of blend of a lot of genres in that sense.
Did you shoot sequentially?
Basically, yeah, there were a few scenes that we had to save for, different reasons for the end, but for the most part, we were shooting chronologically, which helped a lot in terms of staying in the mindset of the character.
And talking about John Goodman, I mean, his performance is so intense and scary. And I mean, what is it like for both of you? Are you able to kind of just shake it off as soon as they stop rolling?
Yeah, we kind of got into a rhythm a little bit, where we kind of started to really know the characters really well, and we were able to kind of go back and forth between, ourselves and the characters. But offset, it was like the most relaxed, easygoing vibe, like the sweetest actors, the sweetest crew. So it was a stark contrast to the scenes that we were doing, which were so intense, because as soon as the camera stopped rolling, we're all just sitting around eating candy and drinking coffee, and
Nobody was going method with it.
No method.
Does it ever make you wonder how you'd react in that situation? Possible end of the world, trapped in a bunker?
Yeah, and I think it made me realize how ill-prepared I actually am, and because it's just never even crossed my mind to prepare in that way or to even worry about that. It's just, I think I'm too, maybe an optimist, or maybe just have my head in the clouds a bit too much, but I think I'd be the first person to go in that scenario. I have no skills, I have nothing to kind of get me through in an apocalyptic scenario.
Fingers crossed it never comes up.
Exactly, please.